Hello, beautiful soul. I'm Vicki Howie of ChakraBoosters.com, the creator of Chakra Boosters Healing Tattoos and CirclingSpace.com. I hope you can join me in those places. And today I'm here with your October 2022 astrology forecast. And you may notice that this is unusual, but I don't have video this month. Instead, it's a voiceover, and here's why. I went to shoot on the beach of Cabo San Lucas, where I am, and a little ways into the video, my wireless mic stopped working, and I didn't realize that it did. So you guys, I got a video for you that didn't have sound. So I decided to take that event and make it into a positive, because the reason I wanted to do it on the beach was to share some of Cabo San Lucas with you. And I thought, I can share more pictures, more activities and things that I've seen here through these still shots and little videos that I've taken. So I hope you'll enjoy this loop of my activities in Cabo San Lucas so far. And let's get to this incredible month of October. The theme this month that my guides gave me is veils lifting, energies shifting. I don't want to say it's any particular energy this month. It's a really well-rounded month of being in all the chakras and having possibilities for deep transformation in all of your energy field. Numerology this month, we've got a 7-month when you add both October and the year. This is a high awareness crown energy, as you know. It's going to invite you into deeper thinking and more spiritual transformation. And also, this is a very transcendent, transformative time of the year in the Western Hemisphere. Perhaps the world, definitely here. I can only speak for where I live. And because of that, having this 7 energy, this 7-month feels so perfect for October to be our highest energies. So please enjoy that. And first, let's just start out with happy birthday to all my Libras out there. And anyone who hasn't grabbed their calendar, grab it to mark these dates down. If you cannot mark these dates on your calendar, I invite you to just sort of set a little reminder to come back every day to this video throughout this month and click on each one of the timestamps for the day. We have almost an event aspect a day. On some days we have a couple. So there's a lot going on this month. So just come on back every day, every other day, and click on the timestamp for that date, okay? So that we can, because I know I can only take in so much. I share this with you and then I'm like, what day is that? When I get into the actual month. So I too use the timestamps a lot to remind myself in a very easy way. Okay, guys, let's start with the dates. October 1, Venus in Libra is in opposition to Jupiter in Aries. This is a potentially tough, especially in relationships, energy. It can be a tough energy within ourselves too, because we all have a relationship with self. This one's interesting because it's about self needs versus others as well, and fairness. So anything that shakes out of this day, if you find yourself in any kind of rough patch, just be really caring, listening, and sharing. Say your truth, listen to your partner's truth, and anything that shakes out of this day will make the relationship better. October 2, Mercury goes direct in Virgo. Yay! Can I hear a big yay? Big self-hug right now. Moving forward again now, Mercury is doing so for the 2nd time in Virgo. So this is organizational and health projects, especially ready to rev up in a very steady way in Virgo energy. In other words, you can make progress Okay, and it won't be a big bang. It'll just be like, oh, it's loosening. I can go forward again. Do remember that the day of going direct can be a little wonky. I have found that stationing days can be tough for Mercury, even when it's stationing back into an active mode. October 6th, Mercury in Virgo is trine Pluto. And remember, Pluto's retrograde in Capricorn. Now, this is interesting, even in retrograde, because I like Pluto looking at things. Pluto's the deep diver. This is a smart, smooth, real world change kind of day. And it could be real world change of yourself or projects outside of yourself. It just, for me, feels good. It feels like a doing day, especially for deeper things. October 8th, Pluto goes direct in Capricorn. Now, this is a good time to sweep out the dirt from under your psychological rug. See what's there. Look at your shadow. Integrate it. Bring it to the light. I find that self-love for myself is the most challenging in the shadow, so that's where it is the most important. It's easy to love the light, right? And it's harder to love the darkness. Now, if the opposite is true for you, okay, take it easy when you go into that darkness and really look more throughout the month at embracing your light shadow. The things that you look at others as, oh, they're so good at that and I'm not, or they have that and I don't, because we all have everything. And this is a good day to really do shadow work and really integrate and incorporate, especially the powerful or dark shadow sides of yourself. October 9th, a full moon is happening in Aries at 4:54 p.m. Eastern Time. I call this the courage moon. To find out the time in your zone, just change the time zone accordingly. And then be aware that this is an opportunity to celebrate your courageous accomplishments, even small steps that took courage, that were hard to make. More so, celebrate those small steps, because any small step is a big step when it takes courage, when it's an area where we've held fear. Now, interestingly, the full moon is about completions. The sign of Aries is about beginnings. Aries is the first sign. It's hot-headed and it's very solar plexus root energy of go, go, go. And the full moon has this completion energy that's closer to Pisces, to the all, the everything, the sweet spiritual embrace. So this is a great time to both celebrate your completions and also at the same time feel into what you want to start next. What's your next courageous step? So normally I leave those kinds of intentions more for the new moon, but since this is an Aries full moon, I want you to feel into what is it that inspires you to start now, especially a project that might take longer to complete, because Aries likes to start things and sometimes not finish. I feel like setting the intention in the full moon will give it more maturity, patience, consistency, determination, and possibility. Okay, you guys, October 10th, Mercury enters Libra. Now, this is good in the sense that you'll feel your heart more coming into your communication. You'll tend to be more diplomatic and fair and want to connect more with others. Here's where it could get sticky, and I want you to watch for this. It could be quote unquote bad or counterproductive if your communication gets so diplomatic and fair that it's indecisive or unclear, or you're being so fair, watching out for the other, so heart-oriented, you lose the balance that you need with yourself and with your own eye energy, your own solar plexus energy as well. So can you balance that? And let's move on to October 11th. Mars in Gemini is square Neptune in Pisces. Now, this means there might be on this day a tendency. You might feel like you want to have warrior forms of communication, because Mars is the warrior, Gemini is the communicator, in conflict with dreamy spiritual energy coming from Neptune and Pisces. Now, this could be a day that if you bring a lot of consciousness to it, in the best case scenario, you could bring high-level dreams, spiritual intentions into the real world and into action, especially action because of Mars. Worst case scenario, with the square happening here, you could share your dreams and have them be belittled. So be aware of where you might share them, that you might need to protect them. You might get someone with sort of a warrior communication style that sort of stomps on your dreams. And of course, watch out for that inside of yourself. That the worst case scenario would be that you are putting your own dreams down. So let's aim for the best. How can you develop your dreams, and even maybe take a first step type of action on this day, even if it's the action of ritual, lighting a candle, setting the intention in some way. Also on October 11, the Sun in Libra is trine Saturn. So this is going to help to balance out the energy as well, balance out that square we just talked about. This is a nice, simple day of equanimity with this kind of energy and getting things done. And again, there's that getting things done. That Saturn root energy is in Aquarius, where especially technical things, or even if could be writing about, if you were writing technical, or even if you were writing nonfiction and it was, not nonfiction, writing actual fiction. The technical stuff would be nonfiction, but you could be writing about sci-fi fiction, and it would really be fitting on this day. And the Sun, of course, brings that active energy in a similar way, not as powerful as Mars, but it puts us in a place of action. So, and Libra's all about everyone being win-win. So this day is interesting. I think it's all going to balance itself out if you wake up aware and stay aware throughout the day. October 12th, Mercury in Libra is in opposition to Jupiter in Aries. The Aries energy is solar plexus energy, right? And that Libra energy is heart energy. So we have a contradiction because they're in opposition to each other. You have Mercury thinking and communicating, and you have Jupiter expanding. So be sure not to overcommit on this day and try to take things in stride. Like, don't push too much. And probably the most important piece of advice I would give for this day, for October 12th, is to really check in to what your heart wants to do. Check what endeavors does your heart want to take on. Let your heart be the leader. October 13th, Venus is in Libra, trine Saturn in Aquarius. This feels really delicious to me. It's a yummy relationship energy. You have Venus there to represent relationship, emphasizing fairness and heart chakra energy with Libra. And Venus and Libra are bed pals. They belong together. And commitment of this is coming from Saturn. Commitment, stay with itness, stick to itness, and future vision, which is Aquarius. So this feels to me like if you wanted to make commitment in a relationship, if you were asking someone for that commitment in any kind of relationship, especially in a romantic one, but also Venus speaks also of the money aspect as well too, the luxury aspect. So if any of that comes up, this is a good day to look at how do we want to commit into the future? What's our vision? So good day to propose something in a relationship. October 17th, we have the Sun in Libra, trine Mars in Gemini. This feels like a strong day too. This is more masculine, whereas October 13th was more feminine energy. October 17th is more masculine energy. The Sun and Mars are solar plexus go-getters. They have goals. They want to go for it. They're going to show up and do the work. Libra and Gemini are fair and mutable, communicators. So this is a kind of day where you can actually get a lot done in your masculine energy without being overly pushy. You'll still be flexible. You'll still be communicating with others. So I think you can accomplish a lot today with courage and ease. That's if you're listening today, or I should say on October 17th. October 18th, Venus is in Libra, trine Mars in Gemini. Interesting. I just said October 13th is feminine energy. October 17th is a beautiful sacred masculine energy day. And October 18th actually trines the two, the Venus and Mars, the feminine and masculine energy, so that they're at great teamwork. So you should feel this teamwork within you, inside of you, between your masculine and feminine, and also outside of you, around you, in your relationships. And again, this isn't just male-female. It could be male-male. It could be the female having the masculine energy in the can-do aspect, and the male actually relaxing and being more in the feminine. I'm just letting you know that there's a good chemistry here in the stars to support oppositional energy that works well like two puzzle pieces and creates harmony in relationships. So this feels like a really beautiful relational day. Now, let's go to October 19th. The Sun will be in Libra, square Pluto in Capricorn. Right away, I just want to say you could feel or see power struggles on this day, especially for more fairness, and that could even be on a collective level. Watch it in your own life, okay? And also on October 19th, Venus in Libra is square Pluto in Capricorn. Now that's right, I just said we have two squares on this day. So I always think of squares as sort of like boxing matches. There's a bit of a boxing match energy that's happening. So given the Venus square Pluto, you could experience revelations and disillusionment in relationships. That's Venus, or business. That's the Capricorn. So there might be betrayal or jealousy, and those things might not even exist as well too. Sometimes when the planets are a certain way, I'm more likely to feel that those energies are moving in my life. So I invite you on this day to really look at self. One of my favorite terms is, as I'm saying something about another or looking at something another is doing, I just say, just like me. So I can feel into the part of me that could be that is that has been that in the past. We have an opportunity to be it all, don't we? And especially if you are a believer in lifetimes, our souls are everything. October 22nd, Saturn goes direct in Aquarius. So once again, moving forward, Saturn, the real world, that root chakra energy, moving forward into more progressive ways of operating. Aquarius is the progress, the true progress, not just the moving forward of getting out of a retrograde, which is great. It's actual progress. So now we're moving forward into more relational ways of being where everyone gets to be themselves. That Aquarian new age energy, might feel a little kick of that on the 22nd. Also, Mercury in Libra is trine Saturn in Aquarius. So thinking and communication is both realistic and progressive. So that Saturn going direct is helped by the fact that it's trine Mercury. So we're going to be able to communicate about our realistic ways of moving forward. And we're going to be able to think more clearly about how we can move forward in a progressive way. Also on October 22, and perhaps the biggest thing here, it's exciting for me because you guys know how much I love Venus energy. We have the second Venus star point of the year. The Sun will be in Libra conjunct Venus. This is a beautiful energy of fairness, love, and enjoyment. And Venus star points happen when Venus and the Sun have a relationship where they're conjunct, and what happens is you get a point on a 5-pointed star in the sky. Venus travels around and creates this 5-pointed star, and it's a really big thing. We tend to have a patriarchal world that doesn't make it as important as it is, but let's just say this is a huge celebration of feminine energy. If you want to know more about it, go ahead and Google it. This is a whole topic in its own right. Although the Venus star point hasn't been in Libra in forever and ever, and Libra is actually the domicile for Venus. Venus and Libra, they dovetail, they belong together. So this is a very sweet initiation around money, creativity, and relationships. Money, creativity, and relationships. On October 23rd, the sun enters Scorpio. Happy birthday to my Scorpios. And this is a celebration for all the Scorpios. And I feel like it's a celebration for all of us spiritual warriors as well, because this is a time where we get more introspective and we look deeper into all the darker corners where the real spiritual work gets done. It's to integrate and to own all these parts of ourselves. And there's an energy with Scorpio, sun in Scorpio, that's more intimate, curious, brave, exploring, and all of this adds up to transformation. So welcome to the Scorpio season, everyone. Also on the 23rd, Venus enters Scorpio. Now this is good in the sense that, especially if you've been in a relationship for a while and you have deeper levels of trust, this is a day where you can have more sensuality, more sexuality, and deeper, truer intimacy in your relationship. It could be a little bit tough on the other side if you're just meeting someone, because this energy of Venus going into Scorpio might try to uncover everything or have sort of a little bit of mistrust or feel that there might be secrets behind the facade, right? So it's not such a great day to start a relationship. October 25th, we have the new moon in Scorpio at 6:48 a.m. and the solar eclipse will be at 6 a.m. Both of these are Eastern time at its peak. If you want to see the whole eclipse, just Google that and look it up. You guys, I did just say we're going to have a new moon in Scorpio with a solar eclipse. This is powerful, powerful, powerful. This is big transformational beginnings around money, sexuality, and personal power. And it's happening with, solar eclipse, it just will make it last. This will go well into next year. 6 months minimum is where you want to look to see the changes for the intentions that you've set. So please look in those areas, in your Scorpio areas, power, money, sexuality. What do you want to shift? And do some sort of ritual where you're saying very clearly, I desire this, I want this, I set an intention for this. Okay, for whatever it is. I'm going to leave that up to you because it's a very personal thing, isn't it? October 26th, we have Mercury in Libra, trine Mars in Gemini. All I want to say about that is it's powerful, creative, communicative, throat chakra, and solar energy. You have any kind of writing project you want to get going on, this is going to be great for that. October 28th, Jupiter re-enters Pisces. This is a big shift from expansive Jupiter, as I mentioned earlier, being in Aries now for months. We've been expanding our sense of self, the warrior part, the go for it, the initiator. I compare Aries sometimes to the young male, the teenager. That is very much Aries energy. And now Pisces is moving from that, and hopefully we all got a lot of good work done in finding out our own needs and being in our own courage and standing up for ourselves. Now that Jupiter energy expands Pisces. Now Jupiter and Pisces belong together, okay? And Jupiter is the ancient ruler of Pisces, and we have, Pisces is the 12th sign. Jupiter is the most expanded planet. So you can see this is all just big spiritual energy, you guys, on the 28th. I love that. Spiritual, spiritual, spiritual. As we move into, in the US anyway, the days of Halloween, and then of course closer to, as I'm here in Mexico, the Day of the Dead, which comes at the beginning of November. October 27, we have Mercury in Libra, square Pluto in Capricorn. Again, this is a short one. All I want to say is watch your tendency to be argumentative on this day. Just watch it. Set some intentions to be as diplomatic as possible early on in the day, and you can stick with that. And you could even reveal things to yourself. It wouldn't be a bad day to really journal and dig deep with Mercury squaring Pluto. October 29th, Mercury enters Scorpio, so we're going to get more intensity and depth in our communications. Oh my, it could be really fun. If you're a deep diver in any way whatsoever, you could enjoy this. You might want to come join us at circlingspace.com. We love going deep. We love doing it in a playful way, and nothing's out of bounds. Also on October 29th, you guys, Mars goes retrograde in Gemini. Now, Mars, this is not a good thing for the get it done part of us. Our get her done energy is going to slow down, and it's going to stay here. Mars is staying in Gemini for the rest of the year. So what could happen is a lot of indecision. I don't know which way to go, which step to take. And I have two suggestions for this. My first is to wear my solar plexus tattoo or do exercises that really umph up your solar plexus so you still have this forward moving energy. And my second is to take small steps. Don't try to do big things or push too hard. Take small steps, and most importantly, do cybernetics, course correct. Take a step, check it out, how'd it go? Take the next step, check it out, how'd it go? In other words, one step at a time. This is going to be the philosophy for the rest of the year, to know that you can be fluid. So we're using that mutable part of Gemini in relation to Mars instead of using the confused or divisive part of Gemini, where one twin wants one thing and the other twin wants the other thing. And we're going to work on clarity in the solar plexus and just taking time to make corrections along the way so that we can use that good mutable energy of Gemini. Okay, you guys, this is the time when I would draw my tarot cards. Thanks for being through this whole forecast till now. And I left my cards at home, but what I did was I drew two online before I went out to the beach, because originally I shot this at the beach. Now I'm inside and showing you pictures of the beach and of Cabo San Lucas, which is beautiful, and I've been loving it here. The tarot cards that I chose online are not as important as, I think they're beautiful and they fit perfectly. Still, I got this desire to invite you to draw your own. So I am going to leave a link for you below to draw your own card for the first half of the month, your own tarot card online, and then use the link and draw a second card for the second half of the month, okay? Because I just love you to do that for yourself. And when I thought about it, I got like chills in my legs the first time. The card I came up with for the first draw was the High Priestess. I love the High Priestess. Amazing, too, that I chose the theme about veils before I picked the card, the High Priestess card. And she is indeed all about veils. There's a veil in the card. And she's about the veil between the unconscious and the conscious, spirit and matter. And she is able to navigate both of those worlds by being grounded in reality and also highly in touch with her intuitive abilities. This is an energy of trusting your inner knowledge and dignity. It's an energy of listening to your intuition and being still as much as you need. The second half of the month, I drew the Page of Cups, which made me giggle as soon as I did it, you guys, because it is the same card we picked for the first card last month. This is a water sacral energy. How perfect in the last part of the month as we start to get more playful. Sacral's all about playful. And as we get into Scorpio energy of water, sacral, intimacy, curiosity, creativity. So this is very, Venus star point on the 22nd, Jupiter in Pisces on the 28th. Pisces also a water sign like Scorpio. Scorpio being from the 23rd to the end of the month in the sun, or I should say the sun being in Scorpio, the Scorpio being the ruler. So there's just a lot of creativity, curiosity, possibility. I absolutely love it. Lots of feminine energy, lots of intuitive energy this month, particularly starting out strong and then getting a little more playful and light toward the end of the month. So that's October, you guys, and I'm super excited about it. I haven't shared with you yet what I call my most positive days and the most challenging days. You may already know, because to me they really popped up. The challenging day for me is potentially the 19th with those double squares. It could be a real teacher day though, because when things kind of duke out, whatever happens at the end or how everything settles out is often really a new beginning. Do be aware, though, that for me feels like it could be a combative energy on the 19th. And for my favorite day of the month, you probably won't be surprised that I'm picking, yes, October 22, the day of the Venus star point in Libra. Such beautiful, benevolent, empowering energy for us all. So make the most of that, okay? And let's remind ourselves now one more time of the theme: veils lifting and energies shifting. The veil becomes the thinnest between the worlds of the seen and unseen, spirit and physical, right? During this time of year, toward the end of October, the beginning of November. So begin to feel that. You may even have more of an ability to be in touch with those who you love who are on the other side. Hence the time of year that we have our scary stories. And if we approach this season with acceptance, love, and even some playful joy, it can be so fun. And October feels very yummy to me. So I hope you have a great one and that you give yourself lots of love. You dive deep, allow certain things to die, enjoy the thinning of the veils and how your energy is shifting. As things fall away, other things are born. Thanks for joining me for this forecast. I will see you on the next video.